For the last while, I've been thinking about first things or things that you do for the first time. It's a couple of months now already because it started when I took my new motorcycle out for the first drive. It's kind of a nerve-wracking experience. I bought this motorcycle in the middle of winter. I'd had it for several months, but I'd never ridden it. I didn't know if it was a good choice because I didn't know what it was like to ride it. And so when I finally got a chance to take it out for the first ride, I started thinking about first things. What's it like to do something for the first time? What does that mean? Is this a good thing to do often, or is first thing something to be avoided? And I've been doing a lot of things for the first time over the last while. But I got to thinking and reading, and I looked up Isaiah 43. I'll just read it to you now, verse 18 and 19. But forget all that, that being all the things that come before, that God was doing for God's people before. Forget about that. It's nothing compared to what I am going to do. For what I am about, for I'm about to do something new. See, I have already begun. You don't see it. But I will make a pathway through the wilderness. I will create rivers in the dry wasteland. I wonder if this is as true for us today as it was when it was first written. First things. I already mentioned a new thing I did with the motorcycle, but there's many other new things I've been doing. Just to give you a couple of small examples. For the first time ever, I sold a house. We moved to Edmonton. A lot of first things you can imagine with moving to a city. Haven't lived in the city for probably 20 years. It's the first time I managed to get behind on district updates. This is my third one, but it should be my fourth or fifth by now. But as you can imagine, with moving and other things coming up that have piled up, I'm behind on that. So that's the first thing. And another first thing I'm about to do right now is give my first ever church planting and financial update. So I want to mention just for a moment about our Wembley church plant. It's the only church plant that we currently have going on. I'm hoping we will have many more in the months and years ahead. Wembley's doing quite well. The balance on the mortgage is about $79,650, and they're currently operating with an operating surplus as of the end of April of $39,775. So God has really blessed them in this way. The offerings are consistent from the churches and supporters, and consistently going up in the offerings in the church itself. And so praise God for what he's doing there. We need to continue to help Wembley get that mortgage retired maybe sometime fairly soon and on their own 2 feet. And I've been beginning to help with their constitution and bylaws. And so that's good news. However, on the district front, it's a little bit different. We've been running consistently month by month in the deficit region. And essentially, we've depleted our reserve funds at this point. And so we're asking that you would consider giving an extra gift if you can to meet our needs budget-wise in the district. Or if you've put aside district giving, which is completely understandable in the financial crunches of the last couple of years, that you would maybe consider as a church bringing that back up to the level you were before, or even going a little more than you were before so we could meet our budget. I'm going to attach the financial reports down below or in the email attached to this video report so you can look at those numbers for yourself. In the context of Isaiah 43, and I want to just get back to first things again. God's people were stressed. There were massive changes going on around them and in their own lives, and they couldn't see a clear path forward. But God had already begun to do a new thing, and they just didn't have the eyes to see it. And I think that's where I've been. I think that's maybe where some of you have been, that we've been looking so much at what's behind, what has been happening, at the things that seem to be overwhelming in the world around us, and we need new eyes. I think I'm already beginning to glimpse the path that God is putting before us as a district, as a cooperation of churches. I'm just going to leave that there as a teaser right now, and more information will come out as I become more certain of that path. But I'm asking you the same question in your own personal life. Do you try new things in the realm of spiritual growth and things God might be doing? Are you willing to take that chance? Can you see a path ahead that maybe you've never taken before? Or as a church, are there new things that God has already begun, but you just don't yet have the eyes to see them? We could pray together that we have the eyes to see the path that God is laying out before us. So let's close where we started, Isaiah 43:18. But forget all that. It's nothing compared to what I am going to do. For I am about to do something new. See, I have already begun it. Don't you see it? I will make a path through the wilderness. I will create rivers in the dry wasteland. Let's walk that path.